Hello everyone, how are you all doing? I trust everything is moving in good condition and good faith. Yeah, today I'll be teaching you how to make this palazzo trouser with the upper part. And so far I've cut out the front and back part of the palazzo trouser. I folded it into two before cutting out. And I actually cut it out with my thigh measurement because thigh is the biggest part of my trouser. My thigh is 26. Thigh is divided by 2. 26 divided by 2 is 13. Whilst my hip is 40. 40 divided by 4 is 10. So thigh is bigger than hip. I folded it with my thigh measurement. Thigh of 26 divided by 2 is 13. So if you check here, I have 13 and I have an extra 1 inch to this 13. Okay, so I've folded it. I want to cut both of them, the front and back together. So I folded it. I'm going to take the first measurement, which is my crush depth. So right now I'll be taking my crush depth. And to measure my crush, I need to use my hip measurement. I'm working with a hip of 40 divided by 4 is 10. I'll be adding 1 inch for ease because it's not a fitted trouser. So my crush is hip divided by 4 plus 1. So hip is 40 plus 1 is 11. I'll mark 11 all the way here. Mark out 11 all the way. So here is it, my 11 inches. Alright. Now at this crush line I've just marked, I'm going to remove my hip from it. At this cross line I marked, I've taken away my hip measurement of 10 inches. Here's my hip measurement of 10 inches. Okay. And then this same cross line is where my cross should be coming out from. So actually my cross is my thigh is 26 divided by 2, 13. On this same line is where my thigh is measured. This is my thigh measurement. This is my thigh measurement of 13 and this is my hip measurement of 10. So this thigh measurement and hip measurement will give me my cross. Now when you measure what you have here, I have 3 inches. So this 3 inches becomes my cross. Are you getting it? Right now, I'm going to connect this hip upwards. Connect it upwards like this. And then a straight line. And then this one here becomes my cross line. I'll curve my crush. You can use 2.5 inches. You can use 2 inches. So I'll just curve it like this. Alright. The next thing I'll do, so you can see it here. The next thing I'll do, I'm going to take my waist measurement. I'm working with a waist of 38. 38 divided by 4 is 9. So I'll be measuring 9 inches. This time around, I'm going to place my tape like this while I measure 9 inches. I'll place my tape from this line and measure 9 inches. This is 9. I'll need to add 1 inch for seam allowance and that will give me 10. So here's my 10 inches. I'll also take my hip measurement, which is 40. I'm measuring from this line, which is 40 divided by 4 is 10. I'll also add 1 inch allowance to it. So what I'll do next is to connect it. Okay, connect it like this. And then since it's a palazzo trouser, all you need to do is just take this, you can just slant it a bit, but it's not even necessary you slant it. But if you want it to be a little bit shapy, just slant it a little bit. And here too, just take it all the way to the hip. So that's all. I'll cut it out. And then for the length of this trouser, I'm not adding any allowance. The length is 38 and I measured exactly 38 inches. But what I will do, I'm going to take 1.5 inch for my hemming on this lower part, and I'll take half inch for my band on this upper part. Then I'll be adding a band of 2 inches. So when I add that band of 2 inches, it's going to replace this 1.5 and 1/2 inch that I have removed. Okay, so there's no need subtracting and all that. So I'll be cutting it out now. Then if you want to install your dart to this, that is, if you want that to be included, from this point, you measure your your nipple to nipple of 8, divide by 2, 4, okay, plus ½ inch allowance, 4.5. So I'll notch this place, and then your dart length shouldn't exceed 4 to 5 inches. So this is the length. Then you connect it here, ½ inch on both sides. So here's the dart. Okay, so I'll be cutting it now. And then remember, since you'll be taking off that, remember to add that allowance here. Okay, since you'll be removing that, I doubt if I'll put that in my own, but however the case may be, if you have to remove that, also add the allowance for your that here. Take note of that. I've cut it out, and here's what I have. These two I'll use for my front and these two for the back. So as it is now, I'll just hold it like this. Remember my allowance I left here. I'll just hold it like this, and then I'll use ½ inch to join it here. I'll do same thing here. I'll use ½ inch to join it here. After joining it, I'll open it like this. Okay, and it's going to be joined together at this point, but this part will be open. Remember, it's going to be like this. So after joining it, this is what I'll have. And I'll join this one as well. Okay, this is what I'll have after joining it. And I'll join the back part as well. So what I'll do, I'll take the back part that I've joined, place it on the front part, stitch on this side with ½ inch, stitch on this side too with ½ inch, and then the two legs, I'll open them up like this, and then stitch also with ½ inch here, stitch here too with ½ inch. I don't know if you understand it, but anyhow, let me join this crotch area, and then I'll come back so you see how what next to do. So here is it. I've joined the crotch area, joined it to this point. Okay, both front and back. I've also joined the back part, and I also installed my dart, so I joined it also to this point. Okay, so the next thing I'll do, I'm going to place it like this, the two sides, the two fabrics together. So I'll place the two fabrics together like this, front and back. And remember, I left 1 inch allowance, so I'm going to use half here, and I'll also use half here to stitch up. And then at this part, I'm going to place it like this. I'll place it like this, and then I'll sew it with half an inch down, and I'll also place it like this and sew it down with half an inch. Then remember, I left I cut it with my full length of 38 inches. I didn't put any seam allowance at this lower part. So, but I'm going to hem it with 1.5 inch here, and then I'll use half inch on this waist part to join my band. So when I remove 1.5 inch down here, I remove half inch here. 2 inches is gone. Okay, so I'm left with 36 inches instead of 38. But that 36 inches, I'll be adding a band of 2 inches to make it 38. So when I add my band of 2 inches, my length is now complete. Okay,